So, Peter Obi was in the limelight recently, yeah?
Yeah.
It was on the Honest Bunch podcast. Very nice podcast, you know.
Okay, so before we jump in, let me just give a quick shout out to the Honest Bunch. I don't like their podcast. I called them out on my TikTok the other time, but when you see me when something is right, something is right. When
Exactly.
they do something right, they do something right. I'm so glad that they've left the way that they were going, trying to bring up women that don't preach anything other than sex and rubbish.
Yeah, now they're more, they're bringing people that have more insights, you know.
The other day, the last episode I just saw, we got sorry.
Yeah.
So that's good. But I don't want to deviate from our topic. Let's continue.
Now, Honest Bunch had Peter Obi over, and he had a lot to say. But then he got to one part that I feel like has touched Nigerians, which shouldn't even have touched you guys, because I don't get, shouldn't have. Well, let's hear what he has to say.
I'm not a happy person in Nigeria because we can't continue like this. Chinedu, we can't continue to breed poverty. That's not that's not leadership. Everybody before me spoiled everything. We didn't hire you to remind us of our past. No, it wasn't as if we appointed you. You said, I will do this. Borrowing money. Where did you came the money you borrow? He's telling you story. The stress he says he's going on holidays. We live largely in a very unproductive society. That's why the only thing that is attractive here is politics and church. You need to dismantle it. And we're going to turn night vigil into night shift so people can be productive. I go to church, I believe in God.
Yes.
But we cannot have people Monday to Friday be in church morning and night. No. If I go from here now to my house, the only signboard you see is signboard of churches. You go to the east, it's burials. That's not the country. If you go to any other country, you see products. Women are less corrupt. They are. I can tell you that. They are not as corrupt as men.
So, that was the part that had people, and that was like the part that is where this whole conversation is leading to, yeah. He said he talked about churches, and he said he was going to turn night vigils to night shifts.
Okay.
So what do you think about that whole dismantling politics from church, whole conversation? What do you think about that?
I feel like it's a very, very, very interesting conversation. It's a conversation that needs to be had.
Like,
during the last two elections, previous one, the one before this one, didn't Adeboye come out and say that didn't they endorse Tinubu?
exactly.
And say Tinubu was the way. Buhari, they endorsed Buhari.
They endorsed Buhari. They also endorsed,
all the poverty that we are in, and that led a lot of massive numbers of people from their churches to go and vote for him.
Buhari.
Churches, I feel like churches should be unbiased about when it comes to politics. They should remove themselves from politics. If you're going to vote for who you want to vote for. I'll just go ahead with it. But a lot of things is going on whereby churches come in. I think that's the point, right? That's the conversation.
Yeah, but that's also, it's too.
Yeah, I feel like churches need to be held accountable very much as to what they are putting out there. And also, they go around telling us, oh, pray, do this vigil, do that vigil. But they don't want to talk about the main issues that we're having. That's not how it's supposed to go. That's not how it works.
So for me, I always feel, this is your first time seeing this video, right?
Yeah, this is my first time seeing it.
And it's just so crazy.
So wait, what did Nigerians have?
No, it's crazy that this is your own deduction of the video.
Yeah. Because
this is the total, this is what you're supposed to get out of this video. But hear what Pastor Iren had to say, Pastor Emmanuel Iren. He had a whole different insight to it, and he was just trying to defend. He went on to defend the part of where Peter Obi said church he returned night vigils to night shifts. That's where Pastor Aaron had it all wrong and was like, oh, defend your faith, defend. What do you mean?
What Peter Obi is a devoted Christian.
Bro.
He's a devoted Christian. He's very well known as a devoted Christian. He doesn't play with church.
He doesn't.
But wait, I'm confused. What defend what faith?
It was like, I don't want to use, but I just want you to see also see that part as the way many other Nigerians to see his part of it. Yeah. So he had
this guy.
Yes.
I know him.
You know, before we start, when this guy first had his social media breakthrough, yeah, I said to myself, you're seeing right things now, yeah, but I still feel like one day you get on that, and that's where it's on now. Because
every day on the internet, you see someone say, instead of spending all this time in church, having vigils every day. Which church do you know that has vigils every day? Some might have vigils every day for a season, but no church has vigils every day. Please don't get me wrong. I have profound respect for the person who said this. It is part of my privileged roles in Christ and in the body of Christ to set the record straight on some things like this. If churches don't have vigils every day, how often is too often? Twice a week? Thrice a week? Do you realize if you saw someone who goes to the gym every day, you won't think he's wasting economic hours? Don't you see that the bias is hidden? If you saw someone who hung out with his friends thrice a week, you say it's good work-life balance. But someone who goes to church thrice a week, we say we need to be more productive as a nation. First and foremost is the gaslighting for me. Nobody who has been in government, past or present, has the right to make such a comment. For God's sake, if the people don't go to church, have you provided jobs for them? Where are the jobs? I say this with all sense of humility. Please don't get me wrong. Sometimes the level of output in my life in 1 month, if it was someone else's highlight for a whole year, you've tried. If all you do in a year is to release an album, you've tried. You have to understand, I have like 5 full-time jobs. I believe in productivity, but please don't let anyone talk down on your devotion, your faith in the Lord. Protect it with all you have. Don't let anyone talk you out of your covering. Prayer got you here. Stick to it, oh.
Pastor Aaron, calm down. We all know that is where they see your money, but calm down. I spoke to a friend about this, and when I spoke to her, she was like, thank God Peter Obi is not praying. Thank God we didn't vote him. Thank God Peter Obi is not praying. I heard that and I was like, oh, Ben.
This is a young person.
I swear to God, we are a long way. When I heard that, I was never expecting that. I was like, fuck. And I'm so sure there are many more. Like,
Okay, just so we talk about what this man said before we move on. Pastor Aaron saying that Peter will be saying that he's going to change from night vigil to night shift. Okay, so if we want to really talk about it, all the night vigils that they've been going for, what is the product? What has it done for us as a nation?
bam. Thank you.
All the night vigil, all the fasting, all the prayers,
The 247 prayers,
247
devotions, we've been
everything. There are a lot of people, and if you want to act like you don't know, you can act like you don't know.
And what's crazy to me is that the ones that are most unproductive are the ones that are going to those vigils 247.
If you want to act like you don't know, you act like you don't know. But you can't tell me honestly that you see the things that are happening in some churches. You see people leave. There was a tweet that somebody dropped. Just to follow up on what he had to say. This is the video. Now this person wrote a tweet.
Did you guys create jobs and Christians refuse to work because of church activities? Yes, I have a colleague who lost a good job because it required her working during the time she set aside for Bible study. Another classmate is yet to still go to law school because he was doing campus fellowship papa and failed final uni exams. He's still praying and failing. Somebody in Lagos campus last year literally missed bar finals because the exam was on a Saturday and the person is a member of Seventh-day Adventist Church. I will never understand this thing. This lady that swept my compound was absent for 2 days, so I removed it from her salary. She wasn't happy. Her reason for being absent is because she went to camp to pray for everybody. I told her that prayer without work is nothing, and that's the result in her salary. You lose your job if you give me an excuse with prayers, because that prayers will have to find you another job.
Like, he wants to make it seem like this is not a known thing that has been going on in our society, and it's interesting to see him play.
He's even the one doing the gaslighting. Yeah.
He's the one doing the gaslighting. But if you want to come at it from that angle, he's not telling people to stop going to church. He's just saying that all those night vigils, and I don't even think I genuinely don't think Peter Obi has the power to even control what church. He's just giving you an insight as to what he thinks.
Reduce prayer and increase productivity.
It's like, it's not even about, I don't even think it's genuinely even solely about reducing prayer. It's just like, instead of all of this, we can also do this. I'll create more night walks where people can go for night shift. And I don't even think it's something you should even pick up. How is that a takeaway from the entire summary of what you heard?
Like,
you heard all what Peter Obi said, and your own conclusion, where you came to, is that part. Well, we know why you came to that conclusion.
And he knows that he has a large following. You know you have a congregation.
He
And when you say things like this, yeah, you are really opening a ground for them to like, okay, we'll not vote Peter Obi because of this is what our pastor says.
Yeah,
and this
we'll
is
vote Tinubu that.
I swear. And when she said that, I was like, oh God, I was.
Yeah, I've heard a couple of people say that. It's just wild.
And like, so okay, you are grateful you did not vote Peter Obi because of say because of night video talk, but you are grateful that you voted Tinubu in, and what you are going through right now is good for you. Sometimes, honestly,
like mommy always say, Nigeria deserves its leaders.
I swear,
a country deserves its leaders.
Facts.
That's just what it is.
Honestly.
But yeah, that's it on that. We shall move on.